We'll start rolling our shoulders if you haven't already. And then circle sweep out and up. I'll climb our ladders. Now remember to go at your own pace today. If anything hurts, just back off and wait till the next pose. There shouldn't be pain in yoga. Listen to your body. Take a big breath in with both hands up. Exhale, relaxing. Going into the big sun breath. Exhaling. Do that one more time. Breathing in. And this time forward fold. Let the arms just fall towards the ground. You can trace your legs or let them hang. You can sway side to side with the knees bent. It would be called a ragdoll. You can also draw little circles on the floor with your fingertips, loosening up the shoulders. And then reverse the direction. And we'll come to the center and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Eventually coming into a standing position, shoulders rolling back and down. Going right into our sun salutation. Scooping forward, reaching to the sun, lifting up. And then the hands come out and down and they go to the floor. You can trace your legs or swan dive forward. The fingertips touch the mat, then we step back to a push-up plank on the toes, or you can be on the knees today, doing what's best for you. And slowly lower down. I'm gonna look forward to what's called a cobra, or upward dog. Shoulders gonna push away from the ears, nice long neck. And then dig the toes into the mat. Lift the hips up and back. Now this can be a puppy dog on the knees, or it can be the full downward dog on the toes. So you kind of get to choose. As the hips push to the back wall, the belly button pulls in and shoulders lower. We're pushing with each individual finger, engaging all the muscles in the hand. And then if you choose, you can walk the dog by bending one knee, like riding a bicycle. And then the other. So we're alternating the feet. And then walk your feet in towards your hands. And we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders lifting to the ears, pushing back and down, shaking the head yes. We'll bend the knees and scoot forward for another sun salutation, warming the body. Hands coming out and down, fingertips touch the mat. Step back with one foot, then the other to push-up plank. You can be on your toes or your knees. And then we'll slowly lower down. You can hover in a chaturanga or relax to the floor. And then look forward. Be it upward dog or a cobra. And then dig the toes into the mat, hips lift up and back to the downward dog. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling out. So we hold the poses, but not the breath today. And walk the dog on one knee, then the other, alternate the feet. And we'll walk your feet in towards your hands and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders lifting to the ears, pushing back and down. Shake your head yes. Loosen up the neck. Shake your head no. And we're going to circle sweep out to the side. Going right into our crescent moon today, leaning to the left. Right heel pushes into the mat as the right hip pushes out, feeling that curvature of the crescent moon. Hands can be together or apart. You get to choose today. We'll lower one hand down, turning that right palm up. We're going to look up to see the ceiling, still feeling the curvature, the revolved crescent moon or rotated moon. We rotated the spine or moved the spine. Big breath in. And then stand tall. Place the hand on your head. Let the weight of the hand just gently stretch the neck. Left palm will turn out. You can even bring the arm back a little bit farther. We're going to wiggle the fingers. Rotate the arm, loosening up the shoulder deltoid muscles. And with each rotation, we'll go a little higher towards the sky. And then the hands will come together at the top. Down heart center, a little pressure with the palms, shoulders roll back. Loosen up the neck. We take a big breath in. Think of expanding the rib cage in our prayer pose. And exhaling out, almost melting. Inhaling, renewing the breath. There's oxygen in the air. And then exhale, belly button comes towards the spine, pushing on the lungs, diaphragm to empty, empty, empty. Do one more big breath. And exhale. Lacing the fingers. We're going to push the hands down, but I want you to roll the shoulders to the ears, push back, and then lower down so it realigns the rib cage, the spine. And then we're going to push the hands forward to wherever it feels comfortable for your body. Kind of stretching out the palm of the hand, the fingers. And then slowly bring the hands back together for our lotus flower. You're going to adjust your feet and let the flower kind of bloom at the top. The elbows come closer together. They do not have to be in a certain spot or all the way touching. But we're lifting the flower towards the sun, shoulders pushing down, just kind of opening underneath the scapula here on the back. The shoulders push down as we lift the wrists higher for our lotus flower, showing it to the sun. Help it grow. We're going to bring the hands back together, fingertips touch, and going into the spider. And the fingers go in and out, palms push towards one another, and then lift the hands straight up to the sky, leaning over to the right. Left heel pushing into the mat, left hip pushing out, feeling that curvature of the body. Hands can be together or apart. Kind of have to choose here. Whichever feels best for your body. And then lower right hand down, left palm turns up, elbow glutes back. Look up to see the ceiling. Breathing in through the nose. It's like you're blocking the sun from coming in your eyes. Opening the heart. Now take a big breath in, stand tall, place your hand on your head. The weight of the hand, gently stretch the neck. Right palm turns up, and we're going to wiggle the fingers. Rotate the arm. Turning the palm up and then down. And with each rotation, we're going to go a little higher, up towards the sky. And then hold here and lift, lifting the roof off the building. Taking a big breath in. Exhaling out, lifting the ribcage off the hips. Breathing in. And exhale, hands come down. Should be a little bit warmer than when we started. Loosening up the body, roll the shoulders back and down. And we're going to stand hip distance apart like our legs are on ro-ro track. Now, as we do so, let's slide the left leg straight back. And the heel pushes into the mat. You feel that calf start to stretch. That front toe, you want to make sure you can see the toes in front of the knees with the knee bent. Bring the hands forward and towards the sky. Shoulders relaxing down, breathing in. And exhaling out. Our strong warrior one. The shoulders want to come towards the ears. So you want that space between the ear and the shoulders. Nice long neck. Breathing in. Exhaling. And we're going to go to a bowing warrior today, which means we're taking our focal point for our eye and slowly looking down at the big toe. You can have one hand or both hands on the knee as you forward fold and bow in your warrior, or you can have one hand or both hands forward. Eventually the hands will hang down towards the ground. You can let them sway, loosening up any tensions in the arms. I'm going to have you place your hands on that front knee. Rock back and forth a couple times. Just readjusting the feet. And then we're going to pull the belly in. So kind of suck in the stomach and push the hips back. Trying to feel that length on that front right leg from the back side, that hamstring from the knee all the way back to the glute and the hip. Now your hands can stay on the knee as we hold here. We are strengthening the knee and the ankle on that front leg, both stretching the back calf as the heel pushes down behind it. If you'd like, you can take one hand, reach back behind you, or both hands. We're thinking of flattening the spine. Push the crown of the head forward, maybe even raise the eyebrows. And you're bowing warrior today. Breathing in, exhaling out. Pushing with the toes, the heels, all four edges of the feet. And remember, your hands can be on your knees. Now we're going to slowly relax the arms back down. And you can have one hand or both hands on the knee as we tighten around the rib cage, as if someone's going to poke you in the stomach. Lift up strong, pushing that front foot into the mat. Bring the hands down to the front knee. Rock back and forth in our rocking horse, lifting up the front toe a couple times, getting all the tension off the foot, the ankle, and step forward to your back on those railroad tracks. And we're going to do all that again on the other side, bringing the right leg straight back. Heel lifts up and down a couple times so you can adjust and feel that stretch go down, back right leg. Left knee is bent. When you look down, you see the toes. We'll lift our hands forward to the sky, shoulders relaxing down. Loosen up the neck. Breathe in and exhale out. Big toe, baby toe, heel pushing down. Now we're going to change our focal point straight in front, and then it'll go down to the big toe. You can slowly forward fold with the hands out, or you can have one hand or both hands down on the knee as you melt to the front. Slowly relaxing forward, pushing that back heel into the mat. Now I want you to place or let your arms hang for a moment and loosen up the shoulders if you hadn't already. And then place both hands on that front knee. Rock back and forth just a little bit, maybe lifting up that back heel, readjusting the foot. So you can really push the heel into the mat on that right foot. Feeling the stretch down the calf. Now we're strengthening this front knee and ankle. If you're a little wobbly, keep your hand on the knee. If you'd like to move on, you can take and reach one hand back behind you or both hands. Shoulders pushed away from the ears. Flatten out the spine, raise the eyebrows. Push the crown of the head forward. Breathing in through the nose. Exhaling. So we hold poses, but not the breath. So as if you're going to place a water bottle on your back. And keep it from spilling. We stretch long. And then when you're ready, slowly lower the hands down. Tighten around the rib cage. You can have one hand or both hands on that front knee as we lift up strong with our core, center of the body. Hands come out and down. We're going to rock back and forth, lifting up this front toe a couple times. And then we're going to open up to the side of the room, turning your toes out. Bend and straighten the knees. A little plie squat or wide angle squat today. Inhale, lifting up. Now from here, we're going to have the hands come together in our temple pose, drop the knees down. Now in your temple, you can have your hands high in the spire, or they can be heart center in the prayer inside the temple. Some people lift one heel, both heels. Just do what's best for your body. The heels can stay on the floor. You have a lot of options. Remember to release comparisons in yoga. Every body is different, so everybody will be different in their poses. We'll take one last deep breath in here. And when you're ready, we'll lift up. Release the hands out and down. We're going to place your hands on the upper thigh or the hips, pushing the hips back. Maybe turn the toes forward, and we go into a deep forward fold. As the hips push back, our body comes to the front. Now, if you tend to get a little dizzy, keep your head at waist level or above, just above the heart. Otherwise, you can just drop down, melting towards the floor. Hands can slide anywhere or down the legs. They can be on the feet or the floor. You can even reach through the legs if you choose. Now we're going to shake your head yes, loosening up the neck. Shake your head no. And shake your head yes again. When you're ready, walk your hands slowly up the legs, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, filling the back round. And then at the top, when we look forward, we'll lift the shoulders to the ears, push back and down. Shake your head yes a couple times, realigning the spine. And we'll walk your feet in a little bit. They might have started to slide. It's called a penguin pose. When we rock side to side, wiggling the fingers, the toes, moving the wrists, the ankles, shoulders can roll back and down, and you can even shake your head. Penguins are a little wobbly. We're going to take and turn your left foot forward or to the side. Bend and straighten the knee. So your toes are facing two different directions. Now we're going to keep the knee bent. Bring the knee back. Feel that inner thigh start to stretch. Inhale, lifting up halfway, shoulders relax down. Now this is your warrior two. You're going to dig your toes into the mat, lift the heel and drop it down, engaging the hamstrings on the back of the leg. And we're going to change this slightly, bending the right elbow. And then we're going to pull back like we're pulling a bow and arrow in our warrior two stance. We're going to look over the left shoulder, and as we pull back on the bow, almost lift up the fingers so you have a focal point. So it can be one finger, it can be the whole hand, or you can keep your hand straight. So we're trying to aim that arrow today. I'm going to take a big deep breath in here. Pull back a little bit more on the bow. Lift the arrow and get ready to shoot and release. Right hand relaxes down. Now at the top, the left fingers might wiggle. The arrow is shooting through the sky, feeling the air on your arm. Breathe as it flies. Feeling that stretch from the hip up through the fingertips, and we'll take a big breath in and lower down halfway. Lifting the back arm, and then straighten the front knee because the arrow is going to fly all the way down towards the ground. Now it might land on the leg or the floor. You can look down at the ground, to the side of the room, or up to the sky. Be gentle with your body. This is our triangle pose. We're trying to feel that stretch around the hip, the outside of the leg, up the rib cage. Creating triangles with the legs, the arms, the torso. Now, the right hand can be high to the sky, or it can be on the hip. For some people, even choose to bring the arm over the head. So you choose what's best for you today. And slowly bend the right elbow, and we're going to reload the bow. So we're going to pull back on the bow, grab the arrow off the ground, and stand up. As we do so, we're going to bend that left knee again, pull back with the bow. And we look over the left shoulder again. You can lift up the fingertips if you would like, or the whole hand, finding the spot you want to focus on, and then pull back once again, inhaling, lifting the arrow, getting ready to shoot, and release. You can let the arrow fly through the sky with the rotation of the arms. And then take a big breath in, exhale, out and down, straightening the front knee, going right into the triangle pose. You can look down at the ground, to the side of the room, or up to the sky. Hands can be on the hips, can be high or over the head. A lot of choices today. We're going to lower that right hand, pull back on the arrow, reload the bow. We're going to bend the knee. We're going to go ahead and just release and let's set down our bow and arrow today. Bend and straighten the knee if you need, but we're going to turn both toes forward once again. Walk the feet in a little bit at a time. Adjust, moving the ankles, the toes. And then from here, we're actually going to dig in the garden. So we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to take our hands, which will be the little shovel if you would like, digging into the garden, making a hole to plant some fall mum flowers today. The weather's cooling off outside. Think of those pretty fall flowers. Breathing in exhaling out. And feel the dirt run through the fingers. And then we're going to hold here and lift back up. Time to put our flower in the hole. Here's the plant going down. And we lift, inhaling, exhaling. One last time, and we're just going to dump a big bucket of water right here onto the flowers. And then slowly lift up. Walk your toes in a little bit if you need. You might have started to slide, and we're going to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Shoulders roll back and down. And we're going to turn the right toe out. The feet are facing two different directions, and we're going to bend the knee on the right leg. Now, when you look down, I want you to see the toes. That's how you know where your placement should be. We're going to bring that knee back to look down into the big toe on the inside. Inhale, lifting up. In our warrior two, we relax the shoulders down. I want you digging the toes into the mat and then drop the heels a little deeper. They sink into the ground. Like your feet are putting prints in the sand. Now we're going to bend the left elbow and pull back on our bow. We have a bow and arrow today with our warrior. You might lift up one hand, one finger, or the whole hand. Look to aim. Take a big breath in. Pull back a little bit farther with that shoulder, opening up the ribcage. And then release the arrow that flies to the sky. You might wiggle the fingers. Rotate the arm. Feeling the breeze. Touch the little hairs on the arm. And then we'll take another big breath in here. And exhale down halfway, and then all the way down as we straighten the knee on the front. Now you can look down at the ground to the side of the room or up to the sky, digging the toes into the mat. Left hand can be high or on the hip, or even over the head in our triangle pose. We're creating a lot of triangles today. Breathing in, exhaling out. We're going to bend the left elbow, pulling back on the bow, pushing with our toes, bending that front knee as we lift up. And ready to shoot our arrow once again. Hold it off the ground. Breathing in, pulling back and lifting the arrow to the sky and releasing the other hand, letting the arrow fly. And then take a big breath in and slowly let the arrow fall down towards the ground, straightening that front right knee. Now it might fall on the leg, it might fall on the floor of the foot. You get to choose. You can look down at the ground to the side of the room or up to the sky. Adjusting for your body. Every body is different, so everybody will be different in their poses today. We all do different activities, so we all need a little bit of a different stretch. You choose where your hands are. And we're going to slowly bend that left elbow, pulling back on our bow, lifting up once again. And then we're just going to put our bow and arrow down. Bend and straighten the knee, turn the toe forward, walk the feet in slowly in our penguin pose, wiggling fingers, toes, pulling the shoulders back and down, grabbing water if you need in between, and we'll return back to the front of our mat. Releasing any tension you might have. And we're going to go to a tree pose, shifting your weight over to the right foot, left toe taps out to the side. Now, if you ever need to hold on to a wall or a chair, you can. Or just strengthening the muscles all the way up the standing leg. And that toe can be out and touching the floor. And every once in a while, just lifting up, testing your balance. Or you can slide the foot in, putting the heel against the standing leg, tapping low. You can have one hand out to the side, or your hands could be on the hip, sliding up to the rib cage, reminding you to tighten around the center of the body. The more muscles engaged, the better your balance will be. Also find one spot to look with your eyes, a focal point. It should be a thing, not a person. A person might move. Your hands can always be one out, one up. In nature, trees are all different. So we'll all be different in our trees. You can even have your hands heart center in a prayer pose, or some people even hold on to their front foot. Our ankles will not handle it today. We're going to slowly release and shift back and forth. Get all the tension off your feet. Wiggle the toes if you need, and we'll change to the other side, tightening the muscles all the way up that left leg, right leg tapping out to the side, or whichever side you didn't do before. Now you can have one hand out or up. You can have your hands on your hips and slide to the rib cage, reminding you to tighten around the center. If you would like to hold on to a toe, you can. Adjusting for your body. Okay, it can be a willow tree blowing in the breeze. It can be a tall pine tree. Toe can be out or in, the wide base, just a little skinny one. And then we'll slowly release down and come to the center, rock side to side. Shoulders roll back and down, listen up. Shoulders, the head, the neck. We're going to draw little circles with your hands, going into our tiger cup. Reverse the direction of the circles, and then we'll come to the center. So as if the tiger cub was pulling up the blankets because it didn't want to get out of bed. But then halfway, you turn and open the palm. As Mom said, it's morning time, and you have to stretch to wake up. Now, when we look up to the sky, you'll see that your thumb and your pointer fingers, when they come together, they create a little triangle. That's called the mouth of the tiger. Take a big breath in here. Then exhale through that triangle, through the tiger's mouth. Inhaling, exhaling, pushing out all the toxins. Last big breath. Push out all the old air. Hands are going to draw a little circle, come back to that fist, and come straight down halfway, and then turn the palms over and push towards the ground. That tiger cub runs to the front of the cave, looking over the edge, down into the valley, bubbling down. And then we're going to slowly release all the way down, melting, pushing towards the ground, wherever it feels comfortable. Some people place their hands on the back of the legs, forward folding, or even lace their arms behind them. You can just let the arms hang. You can even bend the knees and sway side to side in the ragdoll like we said at the beginning. You might choose to draw circles on the floor with your fingertips. You can reverse the direction. And then we'll come to the center. Place your fingers on the mat. Step back with one foot, then the other. Do all fours. Now it might be a downward dog on your toes and your hands. It could be a puppy dog on the knees and the hands. Or another option is to be on the toes and come onto the elbows. That's called a dolphin pose today. Belly button pulling in, hips pushing back, shoulders lowering. When you're ready, bend the knees. We'll come to all fours and shift the weight back. So the hips go towards the heels of the feet. Arms almost drag against the mat. Your hands can be forward to the side or next to the feet in what we call our child's pose. It's a resting pose, closing the eyes, relaxing, melting into the floor. And then we'll slowly lift up, rounding the back, arching. Now here, it's called our cat pose, like a cat that's scared or upset. We round the spine. And then we'll look forward, flattening out the back. Then pushing the hips to the back wall, shoulders away from the ears, looking forward, bottom lip over the top lip, stretching the jawline and the cow. Tucking under to the cat, rounding the back. Inhale to the cow. Exhale to the cat. Inhale to the cow. One last cat. Flexion of the spine. One last cow, extension of the spine. And come to a nice flat back. A side cat would be the left shoulder towards the left hip, looking at the left hip. Right shoulder to right hip, wagging the tail of the cat today. Moving from side to side. And then roll, hold. Shift your weight all the way forward, laying down on the front of your mat. And extend out the left arm. Support with the right hand, lifting up the rib cage, dropping that left shoulder down, resting the head on the mat. You can stack the hips if you would like. With that right hip on top of the left. You might find the right foot falls gently behind. Breathing in through the nose here. And out through or the mouth. Just nice, slow, deep breathing. If this bothers your spine at all, please roll back onto your stomach. You should be gentle with the body. If there's any pain, back off, don't do it. The arm that's extended can be anywhere to the side. It might even be closer to the legs. You just choose what's best for your body. And of course, right hand can be out to the side. It can be up. It can be on the hip. We always have a lot of options, just adjusting as needed. And now we're going to extend out the right arm, support with the left hand. Lift up the rib cage and drop the shoulder down. Rest the head on the mat. Stack the hips if you would like. One hip on top of the other hip. You might even find that left foot falls gently behind. And our scarecrow today. Now the tendency is to have the chin come to the chest. To try to lift that chin up off the chest and set the ear back down. We'll take a deep breath in and roll back onto your stomach. Both arms extending out to the side. Inhale, lifting up, shoulders lift to the ears, push back and away. Toes can be on or off the mat. You get to choose here, breathing in and exhaling out. Your prone cobra, you can even have the fingertips on the floor. We're going to slowly bring the hands forward. Hands can rest on the mat. They can hover over the mat. You can add a swimming motion if you'd like. So we just extend back out long. And then lower the hands down. Drag the fingertips in, elbows push into the mat, shoulders roll back and down, chin tuck in. We breathe in through the nose and out. Now this is called the Sphinx pose, like the Egyptian pyramid, sitting tall and proud. You can loosen up the neck here if you like, shaking it yes or no. We're going to use it as a base pose for our bow, like a bow and arrow. So we're going to bend your right knee. If you'd like, you can reach back, holding onto the foot, the sock, the pant leg, or not at all. We are going to think of pushing that right hip into the mat, feeling the stretch from the knee to the hip, the 4 quadriceps on the front of the leg. Breathing in and exhaling. Now it can be the same hand that reaches back. It can be the opposite hand, or some people use both hands, both feet. I give you time to do one leg at a time so you can get a nice deep stretch, listening to what's best for your body. Some people bring that knee off the mat back behind them. So just do what's best for you though. You can also use a yoga strap or a belt. Hold the foot and bring it a little closer, and then you don't have to reach back with the hand. And we'll slowly release, bend and straighten the knee. And we'll change sides, bending that left knee, pushing the hip into the mat, leaning over and into the stretch. If you'd like, you can reach back, holding onto the foot, the sock, the pant leg. It can be the same hand that reaches back, the opposite hand, both hands, both feet. Your head can be high or low. You can't just rest your head down and forward. Just concentrating on the deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly release. Bend and straighten the knees. We're going to bend both legs. Let the legs sway side to side in a windshield wiper, windscreen wiper, or a pendulum. Letting the legs massage the front. Then lower the feet down. You're going to place your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up to all fours. You can take the knees a little bit wider out to the side if you'd like and push the hips back in a wide angle child's pose. Now adjust the knees wherever it's comfortable here. Hands can be forward, or if you'd like to turn it into a frog, you can bring the elbows towards the knees, fingertips can spread wide, and you can rest the head on the mat, turning the head any direction that feels comfortable to have it come down. In our frog pose. And then slowly lift up. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, bring the knees in. And round the spine one time in that cat pose, kind of an arch of the back. And then we're actually going to walk your hands up the leg so you can sit up tall. Now you might be a little bit dizzy, so we're just going to hold for a moment with the hands on the legs and roll the shoulders back and down. Shaking the head, yes. Now from here, we're going to a letter Z pose. I want you to flatten out the top of your feet. So really stretching the front of the ankle. Tighten the glutes, tighten around the center of the body as the hips push forward. Shoulders roll back and down, and we lift our palms up like we're lifting a stack of books up towards the sky, and then we lean back slightly. Now don't overstrain your chin, so we're going to have the chin come to the chest, just relaxing. Releasing tension in the neck. Our letter Z, like the last letter in the alphabet. And we'll take one last big breath in. Pushing with the tops of the feet, tightening around the center. We sit up tall and the hands drop down. Walk your hands forward. And we're going to come onto your elbows. Bring the hands together in our child's prayer, walking the elbows forward, shifting the weight back, dropping the shoulders down. Now your toes can dig into the mat, or you can curl them under or flatten the feet. The elbows have come as far forward as they can. As you push the hips back, you feel that length on the back of the arm, under the arm stretching, as well as the bicep on top and the deltoids and upper back. And her child's prayer, her hands behind her head. Let's lower the hands down. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up to all fours, lean to the side. Bring the feet around to the front and shake out any tension you might have. And we'll point and flex the feet. Roll the shoulders back and down, and we'll bend the left knee when you're ready. The foot can be right next to the straight leg, or it can cross over. You get to choose. In our spinal twist, now you can turn it into a Turkish twist, tucking that straight leg under. Otherwise, bring the right hand to the left knee. Left hand comes behind your back, turning the torso, the shoulders, the neck. To look to the back wall, helping the digestive process by wringing out the intestines, helping to align the spine. So we twist in one direction, in a moment we'll twist in the other. And we'll come back forward, place one hand on your knee, one hand on the foot to cradle the baby and rock it side to side, loosening up any tension in the hip. Now you can cradle and rock the baby however you choose. It might be really close, might be really far away, or even resting the foot on the front leg, sliding the leg in, giving the arms a rest. Just cradling, and rocking the baby. Then come back to the center. We're going to place the foot on the floor. For a wide angle forward fold, adjust the hips as we walk your hands to the front. Breathing in. Exhaling, relaxing down. Walk both hands to the straight leg. I'm going to keep the left hand on the leg, right hand comes back behind you, turning the torso, the shoulders, the neck. Now reverse triangle sitting down. You can look to the back wall or at the hip. And then slowly walk back to the front and we'll sit up tall when we get to the center. Bring the knee in, shake out any tension, maybe even rub the knee if it's bothering you. As we change to the other side, we're going to bend the right knee. Cross that right foot over or leave it next door. You can even go to a Turkish twist, tucking under the straight leg. Left hand comes forward, right hand behind your back. Turning the torso, the shoulders, the neck to look to the back wall. Now you can be giving that front knee a hug. You can create a little tension with the elbow and the knee. Wiggle the fingers, whatever feels best for your body today. And then we'll untwist. Place one hand on the knee, one hand on the foot to cradle the baby and rock it side to side. Whatever feels best for your body. Moving the joint. Loosening everything up. We're going to put the foot on the floor, walk the hands forward, melting to the front. Breathing in and exhaling. It's okay to add a little sigh when you relax forward. I'm going to walk your hands to the straight leg, point and flex the foot. When you exhale is where the stretch comes. It's when the body releases the tension of the muscle. Left hand comes back behind it. The right hand stays forward. You can look over the shoulder or down at the hip. And we'll slowly come back forward into the middle. Once we're in the center, we'll sit up tall. Extend out both legs. Shake out any tension you might have. Point and flex the feet. And we're going to place the bottoms of the feet together. We're going to do a little butterfly today. Now, it's going to be a flying butterfly, but if you would like to not do the arms, you can just relax forward in the hip opener of the butterfly. If you'd like to add on the arms, hands come out to the side. We're going to bring the pinky in, make a little fist with the thumb coming in last. The fist comes to the shoulders, elbows lift. They come around and touch in the center, and then we extend. Thumb extends, then the pinky, stretching the hands, the arms. Pinky comes back in, elbows lift. Up, out, and down. Thumb extends. And then the pinky. Pinkies come back in. Elbows lift. Around and down. Thumb extends. And then the pinky. Back in. Really big opening of the ribcage. And we'll do all of that one more time. So come back in with the pinky. Elbows lift. Come around to the center. Thumb extend. And then pinkies come in. So this big opening of the rib cage. Open out and down. Thumb extend. And then we'll place your hands on the knees. Knees come to the center, and we'll roll like a ball onto the back. Now you can just roll to the side to come onto your back. So roll back and bend down a couple times, massaging the spine. Still breathe. Now eventually you'll be all the way on your back. With your hands on your knees, draw a little circular motion. And then reverse the direction going the other way. And place your feet on the floor. Lift the hips off the mat in the bridge pose. A straight line from the knees to the shoulders, and then tuck the shoulders under if you'd like. You can hold on to the feet. Let the hands just fall to the side. Breathing in through the nose. And it's helping the digestive process by allowing space to be created between the organs as gravity shifts everything down. You're also getting fresh oxygen to the blood. We're going to lift the heels off the mat. And from the shoulders, roll down one vertebrae at a time till the tailbone's the last thing to touch the floor. Let the knees sway side to side, loosening up any tension you might have here. And we'll come to the center, bring the knees into the chest, give them a little squeeze, a gentle hug. And then open your arms out like the top of a letter T, rocking side to side. And come to the center and lengthen the legs, or sorry, don't lengthen the legs yet. Let the legs fall to the right. And then if you choose, you can lengthen one leg or both legs out. Both legs to the side. Now look over to the left. Slightly turning the spine a little more. Makes it a full spinal twist lying down. Closing the eyes. Relaxing into the stretch. And then we'll bring the knees back to the center and rock side to side. Allowing the legs to fall over to the other side, the left side. You can have one leg straight or one leg bent. Both legs doing the same thing. And over to the right, closing our eyes, relaxing into the stretch. Full spinal twist lying down. Bring the knees back to the center. Lengthen the legs to the sky. And your hands can be anywhere on the legs, the feet, yogi toe grip if you'd like, with middle finger and thumb around the big toe. We're going to allow the legs to fall to the side in what we call a joyful, happy baby. The legs can be bent or straight, it does not matter. Remember, the hands can be anywhere you choose. You can rock the baby from side to side, or stand the center. And we're going to think of lengthening the spine to the front of the room and kind of creating a bowl with the body. So we're hollowing out the stomach, pushing the belly button down to the ground and wrapping the tailbone around and up to the sky. And our joyful, happy baby. And we'll take one last big breath in, bringing the knees back to the center, release the legs, the toes, and then bend the knees, bring them into the chest, and you can give them one last squeeze, a gentle hug. And place the feet on the floor. We're lengthening the toes to the front of the room, fingertips to the back of the room, stretching long and tall. Big breath in. And exhale, bring the hands down next to your sides. Roll the shoulders back and down. Flex the feet, make a fist with your hands. Tighten all the muscles in your body. Wrinkle your nose. Tighten the muscles around your eyes. And then release. Feeling the difference of the relaxed body. Now this is called your corpse pose. For the next few minutes, we're going to close our eyes, clear our mind, and let the body be at peace. Corpse pose is used for rest and relaxation. Keeping your eyes closed, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll over onto the right side. When you're ready, open your eyes and walk yourself up to an easy sit position. Your legs can be crossed or straight or anywhere in between. We'll draw a little circular motion, loosening the back, awakening the spine. Reverse the direction going the other way. We'll come to the center and lift the shoulders to the ears. Push back and down. The hands fall to the sides and inhale up to the sky. We're going to come down heart center. Feel pressure with the palms and reverse the direction. Feel the stretch on the back of the wrist. Shoulders drop, lengthen the neck. Shaking your head yes. Shake your head no. And shake your head yes again. And we'll inhale, lifting up. Getting a little love heart and exhaling out. Inhale for the body. Inhale for the mind. And inhale for the spirit. Bring your hands heart center and namaste. Thank you for coming today. It's kind of a slow, relaxing class today.